Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope your weekends are going as good as mine. I'm doing my very hardest to relax. I want to try to take it a little bit easier over the weekends. So I won't be streaming tonight, but this is your video to get you through from now up until the start of Asia. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet, as I always aim to do so. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. You know the flavor right there. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation about what has been going on and what we're likely to expect next. So, Bitcoin. Firstly, I want to show you something, okay? Just to help you guys understand the idea of patterns, okay? So this is a video, or should I say, this is an image I shared with the patrons regarding Bitcoin structure at the start on the 6th, okay? I anticipated this structure to play out, okay? As it stands, at the point of 44,072, I anticipated that Bitcoin would come into this area of importance and this area of importance. Both areas are vector candle zones. Now, you've heard me talk about this, but why I'm mentioning it again is because we're trying to understand the behavior of the way they move price. There's no point in looking at this chart and then coming to the current chart and then saying, okay, it looks like it's played out. So what? What does that mean? It means nothing. But when we understand its development, then we're going to really have a good idea about how they could be doing it again in the future. Remember, I can't tell you where Bitcoin's going to go next for definite. And I can't tell you when to buy or when to sell. But what I can tell you is if you train your eyes to understand the narrative of how they move price, you're going to improve the probability of a trade playing out because you would be of the understanding that they're going to repeat the same thing that they have done before. You see, the reason why they do repeat the same patterns is because human behavior doesn't change. You change human behavior, you'll get different patterns, ladies and gentlemen. But because humans are still fearful and they're still greedy, you will always see price hit the highs aggressively and pull back, and it will always hit the lows aggressively and pull back. Okay? So, firstly, we need to understand this point right here. And this is where we were only a couple of days ago. All right? So let me just bring it over to you in the real chart. This is where that was. Now, that chart was on the 4-hour time frame. Let me just bring this up closer for you so you can see it. Happy days. So that's where we were right there. Okay? They come down and hit the area of importance 1 right there. Happy days. They made their way down towards the area of importance 2, which was down here, but they haven't taken that zone just yet. Now, we were always screaming for a retrace because this red vector candle hasn't been fully recovered just yet. Bitcoin may even go down lower, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll always anticipate a retrace at some point. Price has been trading away from the 50 EMA since the 6th of April, 1 a.m., and they haven't gone back to it yet. They've gone beyond the 200. Now, this candlestick movement is an attempt to try and come back and bring things back into the fray to shake out all the traders who have been short in this move to the downside, and more so for all the traders that are caught in shorts in this area here because they trade the weekends and they think that Bitcoin's going to drop lower. Okay? Now, obviously, in front of you right here, I've got several lines. Okay? And that is in relation to a projection that I put out, again, for a few ladies and gentlemen. And we were talking about this range right here and breaking down the idea of how to project price when you are looking for movement after you've seen aggressive movement happening in one direction. Remember, when they start to slow things down and balance price, we are then waiting for an imbalance. Now, this imbalance in price right here, okay, is when price is trading at fair value. They are in agreement. They are accumulating. They want to send it too high up. They want to send it too low down. They've always got to give the idea that traders need to have a reason to buy and sell, which is why we search for volatility in the charts. The second we see these 3 red vector candles right here, we start running for the shorts. Mr. Market Maker induced those traders to go short. He snaps it back up. Okay? These zones in the chart right here, ladies and gentlemen, are points of interest for Mr. Market Maker. And then when you look at the chart itself, you can see how Bitcoin has taken each of those zones. And it's quite despicable how they've actually come back to them with such precision. Look at this, which is why I say to you, every point in the chart is relevant. Look at that red the violet candlestick right there, which is, sorry, the 4,333 right there. Sorry, 43,333. Look at how they came into that range and tapped it and pulled straight back. Absolutely phenomenal. But look what they've done. They've come back into the red vector candle. Now, here's something else. Yes, on this chart right here, ladies and gentlemen, okay, I'm expecting lower price action to complete a W formation to shift out. This is on the 4-hour time frame, all right? Right there. However, on this time frame, if we look here on the 15-minute, we can see bright as day that there is already a W formation happening right here, as you can see, okay? So what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is when we have a structure, when we go to the charts and we draw this out, we are drawing it with the idea that we are expecting price to do this sort of structure. It doesn't mean that we have to have a W formation, because the 4-hour chart projections anticipating this W formation to appear lower. Now, this move to the upside could actually bring Bitcoin back down to maybe finalize this drop to the downside that we've got on this chart right here. Okay? Could do it, because we still have this vector candle zone right there that has not been taken. Roll out to the 4-hour time frame and you'll see it bright as day. Here we are. Where is it? Right there. Here it is. In this area. Okay? That's the key thing about it. So we are close to liquidity. But if enough liquidity comes into this chart and sends Bitcoin higher, well, we need to mark off the zones in the chart that we need to know that could be a problem for us. The clear, obvious one is this range right here, because it's a structure. But more importantly, the 200 EMA. Because price is trading below the moving averages. So Bitcoin does have a lot of work to get through to get above this point, and of course this point, which is in line with the 800 EMA, and that's even going to be more difficult. We would need to see a lot of volatility coming into the chart, ladies and gentlemen. And that is just, that's me saying it right there, okay? This does not mean Bitcoin's going to shoot to the upside and start taking out the 50s and the 60s. No, because we need to break this range. Once we break this range, ladies and gentlemen, what is it that we anticipate? We anticipate the rise, the retrace, the continuation. You always hear me say it. You always hear it. And people are like, Tino, you're always telling people to just be careful, add caution to caution, beware, be aware, be aware. I'll tell you what, go and open yourselves marginal trades then, ladies and gentlemen. And then ask yourself why your trades ain't playing out. You want to know the proof of the move. The retrace is your savior, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because it's going to show you that if you missed out on this move to the upside, that's cool. Because the retail traders that are caught in this move to the upside are probably going to get shaken out when price retraces back down. Now, if you were waiting for the retrace to happen, the retrace could end up sending price all the way down here. You could have gone long in this area and you would have given back the money. Let's face it. You would have given it back. However, when you see the retrace happen and they come back and test a key zone in the chart and bounce away from it, you are improving the chances of the trade playing out in your favor because they didn't want to break down price in this range and then they favored higher prices. Just go and have a look in the charts, ladies and gentlemen, where you see it. Where we at? Here we go. There's one example right there. Bitcoin comes up, moves to the upside, retraces back down, and then shifts back up again. Okay, they come back down. Welcome to trading. But the narrative was there. Yeah? That's what you're looking for. That's what I'm trying to convey to you all. Yeah? Always wait for the retrace. Whatever time frame it is. Go into the smaller time frames. You'll see a plethora of retraces right there. Just look at this. Here we go. Let's just take this mode right now. Look at this. Bitcoin's made a move to the upside in this area. We've sensed volatility coming into the chart. Price moves up. It retraces back down. You want proof that it's going to continue higher. Forms a little W formation, stopping volume candle right there. And then they just shift all the way back up. Now think about it. When you saw this, you were thinking, oh my God, Bitcoin's going up, it's going up. I'm going to miss out on the move to the upside. Well, that's what hundreds of thousands of other people thought, but they ended up paying the price. But you as the hybrid trader, you would always anticipate the retrace. Always retrace back into the moving averages, whatever time frame it is that you're trading from. That's the key thing. The retrace gives you the information because the retrace has now brought price back down, stabilized, the stopping volume candle has come in, and then they've slowly creeped back up. The red vector candle was the clue. Why? Because they're going to bring price back up if they hold this range. Happy days. They did just that. Okay? Let's have a look at Ethereum. Same story. Ethereum is forming a nice structure. They had the W formation down here, shift out, gone above the psychological high and the psychological low right there, which is what I will be updating later on for you guys. 10 p.m. tonight, I will be updating the community post with the psychological levels for you guys, so you'll be aware of what they are on, of course, MT4 and the S&P 500 for BNB and what have you. Okay? But what can we really anticipate for Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, actually, it's going to just be Bitcoin. I've got a couple of other coins that I'm going to talk to you about in terms of volatility that are showing volatility in the chart, and I'm going to get them over to you so you guys can exploit them as well. So here we go. With regards to Ethereum, all right, Bitcoin has made a move to the upside. Ethereum does have these zones in the chart right here that we need to be mindful of. So keep an eye out of the 3,315 right there. Just be mindful. The move is kind of extended, so we are anticipating some behavior to the downside maybe, and anticipate a further break. But remember, guys, it could be false move Monday, so we've got to be very careful. Again, wait for the retrace, and this is a classic example of that. Okay. Going back into Bitcoin itself, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame. I'm also going to be doing a video for the holders tomorrow, a video just to update the holders on Bitcoin on the much higher time frames, just for you guys, so you can understand where to and what to expect from Bitcoin. Okay. But looking at it from the hourly time frame, ladies and gentlemen, we firstly need to break above the 800 EMA and the 200 EMA, because right now the moving averages are kind of all over the place. The 800 is trading inside of the 50, 50 still below the 200 and the 800. What we want to see is we want to see price break out from this structure right here, which you can see in this zone right here. We want to see price break out of that before we actually start making any decisions about Bitcoin coming up towards these previous vector points in the chart, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so these are points in the chart that you really want to be paying attention to, because these are zones that Bitcoin could end up if they do hold this range. And as always, what do we wait for? We wait for the rise, the retrace, the continuation. This area here is the retrace zone. Okay, wonderful. I've got a couple of more altcoins that I want to roll over to you, ladies and gentlemen, which are showing signs of volatility in the chart. So I'm going to have a look at this coin right here, XVG USDT, right there, Verge. Now, Verge is showing, it is a cheap coin, okay, but it trades kind of well. All right, it's got a nice clean W formation to the downside, and we're just waiting to see if it's going to break out into this same structure. Keep an eye out on this coin, sorry, on this wick right here from now up until tomorrow. Yeah, so give it about 24 to 48 hours. If the volatility is present, then we should see price break up into this range, at least test the 800 going into last week's low as well. Okay, next coin for you is Stm Usdt. It's not listed anywhere fancy as such, but it's on Bybit. Now on Bybit itself, it's priced at 1.26, also showing a structure, but it's actually 3 hits to the low, which we would understand to be an inverted head and shoulders, which is a variation of a W formation. Now listen, the variation of this pattern is this, okay? It needs to break the midpoint of this structure right here. Now we've got this wick right here and this one right here, which hasn't been fully completed, all right? But we really want to see price break out from this range here. So this is what we're looking for. Once we release out of this range right here, ladies and gentlemen, then we are setting ourselves up to visualize the rise. Where is it? The rise up, the retrace continuation into the range, but we'll be looking for these vector points. So mark off the vector points in these coins, okay? Next coin would be Stm Usdt, and STM, sorry. No, it's not up there. Give me a second. Where is it? Where is my coin? There we are. RSR USDT. Okay, again, we've got another area structure. Okay, you can see the altcoins are forming a good structure in the zones. All right, now the midpoint of this W formation doesn't seem to be as big as the other altcoins, so this coin might not actually have a problem breaking away from this. All right, mark off the zones in the chart so you're aware of what to expect in this current range. Okay, that means to the upside and of course to the downside as well. All right, so just be mindful of that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me have a look at Luna for you. Luna's doing such a much better job at playing the pattern. 800 EMA holding, the 50 EMA is now working on being broken, but we want to see it break above the cloud itself so that we can anticipate it to come back up into this range right here to move higher into this zone. Okay, remember guys, I'm looking for short-term movements. Okay, I want to pay myself as often as I can, because if I say I'm going to open a long right here and hope that Luna ends up at 116, well, what if they actually move up to 101 and I would have paid myself very well, and then price comes back down before it actually comes back up? Do you have the capacity to be able to withstand that on your account balance? Okay, now another thing that we do need to look at, ladies and gentlemen, is the liquidation points. Okay, so here we are, the liquidation points. So, as it stands right now, guys, there are a lot of shorts in this range. Okay, we can see at tops, there's roughly about $3.6 billion worth of shorts in this area, but not so much how much there is, it's where they are. That's the key thing. Now, earlier we saw that Bitcoin had opened $162 million worth of shorts coming into the chart. All right. Now we have this movement happening right now where it looks like Bitcoin wants to try and take those shorts right there. If they come up into this range, they'll be taking $51 million worth of shorts at 43,600. So the first thing you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you want to go over to Bitcoin and mark off the 43,600 zone, which will take us up into this area here. What did we say this area was? It was the retrace zone. Okay. That's what we want to be focusing on. Yeah. Go back into the high block itself and take a look at what else there is. So we've got those at 50x traders right there. And then, of course, we've got this one, 48 million right there. And then ever so slightly, 47.5. And then behind that, 58.5. Okay, so just shy of $150 million worth of short liquidations in the range. Now, you notice the bars at the side here tell you that there are more short liquidations at 25x. So there's more margin available for the market maker to come to. Okay. There's hardly any 100x traders, which is these orange, where is it? The lighter colors. Where's the key? Short liquidations there, right there. That color one. There it is, right there. Those little ones. Okay, those are the 100x traders. Look at how quick they get liquidated, man. That's their exit. It's unbelievable, isn't it? The game of leverage, ladies and gentlemen, it is brutal. Be careful with it. Is it possible Bitcoin can come up and take all these? Most likely. What would we need to see? We'd need to see an influx of orders coming in to push price up, because that's the equilibrium. They need an influx of orders to come in, so they need to give traders a reason to enter so that they can attack this area here, release the liquidity and build their own positions against the traders who are buying, whilst releasing the liquidity of the shorts so that they can use that liquidity to offset their positions that they're preparing to drop. That's the nature of the game of trading liquidation points, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, be sure to like and subscribe. If you don't want to like, if you don't want to subscribe, just make sure you pass through it again so that you can keep an eye out on what Bitcoin had done from this point, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Because even if you don't come back to this, I hope that whatever I've told you about the way the game works, okay, is enough for you to say, you know what? I'm going to take that and apply it to my trading with the understanding of the following. When price is rising, it's because the market maker is selling into the trader that is buying. Okay? Because that's the basis of the buy and the sell. That's the basis of the bid and the ask. Okay? Likewise, when price is dropping, it's because the market maker is buying from those who are selling. Okay? So, with regards to tonight, be mindful with Asia, all right? This movement that has happened right now could be just on high volatility, low liquidity. In order for us to understand the true nature of this move, Bitcoin would need to break out from this range right here. If it can't break out of this range, ladies and gentlemen, then we may be getting set up for a trap to the downside. So proceed with caution. We're looking for clear volatility and volume to happen in this range. Okay? Have yourselves a wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of your families and yourselves and your trading psyche. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace.